Hey everyone! Welcome back to Jet Setting Adventure. Today, we're diving into some of the most mind-blowing, strangest natural wonders from around the world. I'm talking about the kind of places that make you stop, scratch your head, and say, wait, that's real? If you're into the weird and wonderful, then you're going to love this video. We've got some places that look like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie, but trust me, they're very much real. So buckle up, grab your passports, or just your curiosity, and let's go on a virtual journey to the top 10 strangest natural wonders on Earth. Number 1. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. Let's kick things off with Bolivia's Salar de Uyuni, which is literally the largest salt flat in the world, covering over 4,000 square miles. But here's where it gets weird. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water forms on the surface, turning this flat, white desert into the world's largest mirror. It reflects the sky so perfectly that it feels like you're walking on clouds or floating in some kind of dreamy, alternate universe. People come from all over the world to experience this surreal landscape. It's so vast and otherworldly that NASA actually uses it to calibrate satellites. Plus, photographers love capturing that mirror effect. But trust me, being there in person, it's a whole other level of magical. Number 2. The Wave, Arizona/Utah. Next up, we're heading to the border of Arizona and Utah to check out the Wave. And no, I'm not talking about ocean waves. This is a sandstone rock formation that looks like a giant, swirling, multicolored wave frozen in time. It's like nature decided to try its hand at abstract art. The patterns you see were created by ancient sand dunes that turned into rock over millions of years. The wind and water erosion shaped them into these smooth, flowing waves that seem to ripple through the desert. The colors, which range from red to pink to yellow, shift with the sunlight, making this place look completely different depending on the time of day. But here's the catch. Only a small number of people are allowed to visit the wave each day because it's so fragile. So, if you're lucky enough to get a permit, you're in for one of the most surreal hikes of your life. Number 3. Pamil Turkey. Let's hop over to Turkey for our next stop. Pamil, which means cotton castle in Turkish. And when you see it, you'll understand why. This place is famous for its white, terraced pools that cascade down the mountainside like a giant cotton waterfall. These terraces are made of travertine, a type of limestone that forms from mineral-rich hot springs. Over thousands of years, the water flowing down the mountain has left behind these bright white deposits, creating what looks like frozen cotton. But here's the cool part. You can actually bathe in the pools. The water is naturally warm and rich in minerals, which people believe have healing properties. It's both strange and beautiful, like something out of a dream. Imagine lounging in a warm, natural pool with these stunning views all around you. Definitely one for the bucket list. Number 4. Giant's Causeway, Northern Ireland. Now, let's head over to Northern Ireland to see the Giant's Causeway, one of the strangest natural formations in Europe. At first glance, it looks like someone laid out thousands of perfectly shaped hexagonal stones to create this massive pathway stretching into the sea. But these stones weren't carved by human hands. They were formed by volcanic activity about 60 million years ago. When the lava cooled and contracted, it cracked into these hexagonal columns, some of which are nearly 40 feet tall. Local legends say that the causeway was built by a giant named Finn McCool so he could walk to Scotland to fight another giant. Whether you believe the legend or the science, this place is absolutely mesmerizing. Walking on the Giant's Causeway feels like stepping into a fantasy world, and it's hard to believe that something this geometric and orderly could have been created by nature. Number 5. Blood Falls, Antarctica. Next on our list, we're heading to one of the coldest, most remote places on Earth, Antarctica. And there, hidden among the icy white landscape, is something truly bizarre. Blood Falls. Yeah, you heard that right. A glacier that looks like it's bleeding. What's really happening is that salt water trapped underneath the glacier contains a high amount of iron. When the iron-rich water flows out, it reacts with the oxygen in the air, causing it to rust and turn a deep red color. So what you're seeing is basically rust-stained water, but the effect is eerie. It's like a glacier is bleeding out into the frozen landscape. This strange phenomenon has baffled scientists for years, but it's now one of the most famous and weirdest spots in Antarctica. And hey, it just goes to show that even the coldest places on Earth can still surprise us. Number 6. Moari Boulders, New Zealand. Next, we're heading to the beaches of New Zealand to check out the Moari Boulders. These aren't your typical beach rocks. They look like massive stone marbles scattered across the sand. Some are as big as 7 feet in diameter, and they're almost perfectly round. Scientists say these boulders formed millions of years ago from layers of mud and calcite building up around a core, kind of like a pearl forms inside an oyster. But they look so perfectly round and smooth that you'd almost think they were dropped here by aliens. The Moari Boulders are one of those places that make you feel like you're in another world. You can't help but wonder how something so bizarre and beautiful could form naturally. Number 7. Chocolate Hills, Philippines. Let's hop over to the Philippines for our next stop. The Chocolate Hills. No, they're not made of chocolate, sadly. But they do look like giant chocolate drops scattered across the landscape. There are over 1,200 of these cone-shaped hills, and during the dry season, they turn a rich brown color, which is how they got their name. Scientists believe these hills were formed by ancient coral reefs that were pushed up by tectonic activity and then eroded over millions of years. The result is this strange, otherworldly landscape that looks like something out of a fairy tale. The hills stretch as far as the eye can see, creating a view that's both beautiful and bizarre. The Chocolate Hills are a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and they're one of the most famous landmarks in the Philippines. But despite how strange they look, they fit right in with the country's natural beauty. Number 8. Lake Hilia, Australia. The bubblegum pink lake. Now, Australia is no stranger to weird natural wonders, but Lake Hilia takes the cake. This bright pink lake looks like someone poured a giant bottle of bubblegum-colored paint into the water, but the pink color is completely natural and permanent. Scientists aren't entirely sure why the lake is pink, but they think it has to do with the microorganisms and algae in the water that produce a red pigment. The lake is surrounded by a dense forest and a bright white shoreline, making the contrast with the pink water even more dramatic. What's even stranger? If you scoop some water into a bottle, it stays pink. It's like carrying a piece of the lake with you. Lake Hilia is one of those places that make you question if your eyes are playing tricks on you, but it's 100% real. Number 9. Geyser, Nevada. A Technicolor wonderland. Next up, we're heading to the Nevada desert to see something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Geyser. This colorful, otherworldly formation is actually man-made, but not on purpose. Back in the 1960s, a well was drilled, and water started shooting up through a crack in the earth. The minerals in the water started to build up, creating this strange, Technicolor mound that now stands over 5 feet tall. Geyser is constantly spewing water, and over time, it's created these rainbow-colored terraces from all the minerals. The colors are caused by thermophilic algae that thrive in the hot water, and the result is a natural wonder that looks like it belongs on another planet. Because it's on private land, Geyser isn't as easy to visit as some of the other spots on this list, but its bizarre beauty makes it worth the trip. Number 10. Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Earth's hottest, strangest place. Finally, we're wrapping up our list with one of the most extreme and unusual places on Earth. The Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. This place looks more like the surface of another planet than anything you'd expect to see on Earth. It's one of the hottest, lowest, and driest places on the planet, and it's filled with colorful, bubbling acid pools, salt flats, and geysers that spew toxic gas. The colors here are incredible. Bright yellows, greens, and oranges, thanks to the sulfur and other minerals bubbling up from beneath the surface. But don't let the beauty fool you. And that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 strangest natural wonders in the world. I hope you enjoyed this journey through some of the most fascinating places our planet has to offer. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more amazing content, and leave a comment below about which wonder surprised you the most. Until next time, keep exploring and appreciating the wonders of nature. See you in the next video.